Totem pole, 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 totem pole.
Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere.
Totem Pole Nation, Life Lessons Podcast. Coach Bald. That is not a green screen. Coach Bald, how's it going? Don't ever burn any bridges, because the same people you see coming up will be the same people you see coming down.
Yeah, man. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And you never know when you might need that person, and vice versa. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, like, with football teams, I think you have such a huge bond because you go through so many life experiences in such a short period of time. You go through pain, agony, you go through defeat, you go through victory, you go through hell and back. And I think through sports, that's where you can build that bond that is based on a lifetime. Psychiatrists say, that if you're friends with somebody for more than 7 years, that you might just that it's more likely a lifetime friend. And things ain't always gonna go your way, but burning bridges, that's definitely it's definitely something you'll end up probably regretting in the day. But yeah, man, good topic, Coach. Good topic. What do you got going on in your mind today, Coach?
Don't burn any bridges, because you never know when you're going to have to call somebody from your past and need a favor. Like this guy, LeBron James. Everybody wanted to know, was Bronny going to go in the first round? And the answer was no. Now, everybody's going to tune in tonight to Totem Pole Nation NBA Draft Live Party to see if Bronny James gets picked. What are you thinking, Coach Ball?
Yeah, hey man, that's who would have thought everybody would be so dialed in to watch the second round of the NBA draft. I tell you what, man, the French are balling. How many French dudes got picked yesterday? Holy cow, those guys are taking over. Unbelievable. Uh-oh, there he is.
Gator.
My main man, Lambo.
A former coach of mine became close while I was there. Called him up, and he got me home. Wow. That is amazing. And Dylan.
Gator is in the house. Gator is in the house. Gator is in the house.
Gator is in the house. Lambo, don't ever burn any bridges. What kind of hat is that you have on? It looks good on you.
Raising Cane's hat,
Coach Bald, what a beautiful background. Look at that thing. Look at the background in Coach Bald's backyard. Justin Medley, Coach Bald, that's a cool lid and would love to have one, sir. Show him your hat. Tell him where you got that hat.
Oh, my bad.
That's all right. That's the Totem Bar.
This right here, Raising Cane's craveable chicken finger meals.
Oh man, that's psychedelic. That looks like Jefferson airplane. Coach Bald, can you tell the Terminator, where did you get the Totem Bar hat?
It was in Ketchikan, Alaska. We had one of those bucket list deals, and we pulled the trigger, and we went on a 7-day Alaskan cruise out of Seattle. and we just had a great time. And that's where I got to learn a whole ton of knowledge on the totem pole and how much it means, what it means to them there. It was phenomenal. It's how, the military look at that red, white, and blue. It tells their story. It's pretty fascinating. But yeah, just a beautiful place, and I highly recommend going when it's super hot around here, like it is everywhere. I think we were hitting
Huh.
like 70s the whole time, 60s. Felt great to wear some long sleeves in June, July, and August up there.
Dylan said, "Chomp chomp. I need a Raising Cane's hat."
Ooh.
Gator, and then Gator said, "Dylan is Gator. Nice, Coach Bald. I heard about that trip." So Lambo, what did you think about the NBA draft? Give us your expertise and your analysis.
I tell you this, that was probably the most boring draft of all time. The man from Seoul went to sleep. It was not. I'm telling you this, it was not an exciting draft. It wasn't an exciting draft, man. It was just, you know, everybody. The only reason why we tune in and create content for y'all is because we trying to figure out where Bronny James gonna go. Obviously, Bronny James can get selected in the first round. There's 4 France guys that got drafted in the first round. Maybe Reed Shepard was a great pick from Houston, Rob Dillingham, and Terrence Shannon Jr. Like the Minnesota Timberwolves made some great picks. I thought the Bucks made a great pick. There's a lot of teams that made great picks, but see, the thing about the NBA, it's not like the NFL where it's a good pick. You don't know because they're getting from college to the NBA. It has to sink in. So we don't know who's going to be that guy. Maybe round 2 is going to get better because I think the fix is in. I think the narrative is they want you to watch the draft. The reason why Bronny gets selected first round, they want you to watch the draft. And then the second round, start questioning you. Like, is Bronny going to get drafted or he's not going to get drafted? Lakers pick 55th. The Celtics pick 54th. And I think the last pick of the second round, I think, falls to the Denver Nuggets or whoever it is. So, I mean, like Rich Paul said, Bronny if he doesn't get drafted, he could sign as a free agent. So I think the Lakers don't draft Bronny James tonight.
Brandon said, "Why is Flipkowski still on the board?" Money Move Sports Bet said, "Top of the morning to you guys." Yes. Then we got KD. "I think Houston will be a team to watch, especially if they get a superstar they are aiming for." So what do you think about that, Coach Lambo? Why is Flipkowski still on the board? Terminator says, "Absolutely, Lambo is all about the ratings."
I look at it. I look at it like this. I mean, the Houston Rockets, they're a very young team. But I know there was some rumors talking about KD is going to go there. Look, that team is young. Even if KD were to go to Houston, is KD going to sit there and wait and try to win? Because Houston has to rebuild. You got second-year head coach and Ime Udoka, who got fired from Boston. So I think, look, at the end of the day, Houston. I mean, if you're talking about cities, like as far as free agencies, like Houston is a little bit more attractive free agency wise than Milwaukee, unless you're trading for like Damian Lillard or somebody. We'll see what Houston does. I think Houston will be a play-in team, but I don't expect them to do anything further than that. They're just a young group. I know they got Reed Shepard and they got a shooter and whatever, but look, at the end of the day, like I said, with Reed Shepard getting from Kentucky, he could shoot. But these analysts got to stop comparing these guys to Steph Curry and Steve Nash. Like, this is a different era of basketball than it was back then. This is a way different era. Their game, like I said, their game has to translate from college to the NBA. It has to be efficient. It has to be a game changer. You can't just sit there and just shoot like you did in Kentucky. Kentucky and the Houston Rockets are two different things.
Elizabeth said, "OMG, I'm in Florida." How does that feel, Coach Bald, to be in Florida?
Hey, it's the time of year where you might get a little bit of rain every day, You know, you could come outside, it's raining, then you go out the next, and it's sunny as could be. The mosquitoes, they will pull your socks down and bite you right now. You know, they are biting. But besides that, yeah, man, it's beautiful. It's pretty much hot everywhere. In fact, I have some family in town, which I'm super excited about. And when I checked the weather in Richmond, Virginia, it was 96 there when I took the picture and I sent it to him and I said, coming to Florida to cool off, huh? Because it was 88, only 88 degrees here. So yeah, super hot. But man, I love having Lambo on here because he loves basketball. He knows the game inside and out. And I agree with him. If it wasn't for, the Bronny talk, this would probably, it still might be the most boring NBA draft. Next year, when, Mr. Gatorade, Mr. All-American, Mr. Cooper Flag plays one year and comes out, you're going to see a lot more draft information coming out. And I do agree, like the game has changed. You don't see guys come in and straight up dominate, right away. It takes them a few seasons to kind of get in there. The Wembley kid, I mean, he had some ups, he had some downs, but man, that guy, he definitely looks special. And I think that's what you're seeing, man. It's a copycat league. Once you see one guy do something, everybody thinks that, the next 7'3" guy can do all that stuff. I
No,
don't think it's like
because
that.
you look at it from a perspective, dude. You're supposed to develop, man. Like that's the same thing with college football. You're supposed to develop these guys. Like everybody just doesn't want to coach, like Coach McNally or Coach Bill Best or Coach Troy Taylor. Everybody just wants to coach the best player. That's the problem with our society today when it comes to sports. Everybody just wants to coach the best player. But if you coach the best player, nobody else gets better. So this is just about numbers. Ain't nobody trying to develop.
Elizabeth said, do I get the intro since I have 14 days? Howie and Scott are working on that, Elizabeth. KD, I think for the most part, these younger teams are going to be the ones that move the league transition. I think for the most part, these younger teams are going to be the move the league transitions to. Elizabeth said, did Bronny get drafted yet? And then Gator says, welcome to all newcomers. KD says, all these superstars are going to retire soon. Wolves, Celtics, OKC, and Knicks will be the top teams for a couple years. Man from Seoul, the topic for the life lesson today is don't burn any bridges, because the same people you see on the way up, you'll see on the way down. And I got that phone call last night from an RB1, Razor Ramon, and I felt so good that I got that phone call, that guy still believed in me. Where's that at? LC Bird?
Herm.
The Herm. I played in some battles there. I do see the Knicks being the next dynasty. If they can all buy in together.
What?
Excuse me? The next who?
The who?
The next dynasty? Man, get out of here. Look.
Yeah.
Josh
Won a
Hart,
couple championships. in the
Josh
last couple
Hart, Dante
decades.
DaVincio, and Jalen Brunson can't play
The who?
45 minutes a game. The Knicks. Look, I tell you this: the Knicks are not going to be a dynasty team. Look, your top 3 or top 4 star players cannot play for 45 minutes a game and expect to win a championship. Why did the Celtics win a championship? Because they have a bench. If you don't have a bench, you ain't going to win enough. And that's why they got outplayed by the Indiana Pacers, because at the end of the day, it comes with age. And the Indiana Pacers are a way younger team than the New York Knicks.
KD, KBX. I can see your perspective, and I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you, KD, sharing your perspective with us. KD said, I do see the Knicks being the next dynasty if they can all buy in playing together and be money hungry. I can see what you're saying, because those Celtics all bought in, and potentially they're the next dynasty. JB said, Minnesota, going to be nice. I agree. They've been nice. You're right. Shake my head. KD said, I didn't say now, but in the future. Paul, would you like to talk to KD about his vision for the Knicks being the next dynasty? He said, shake my head. I didn't say now, but in the future.
Well, the reason I would say I would pump my brakes is these guys that they have on this roster on the same timeline as the Celtics. So until they pass them, which as their roster is currently constructed, they will not. When Jaylen Brown are at 34, 35, 36, so will these guys. Then hope you're banking on the Knicks being a dynasty on the next future, the next guys that come through New York. It's not going to be this group because they're on the same
KD,
timeline.
I can see what you're saying, KD. I can see what you're saying, and I can see your vision for the future.
Well, who's the star player? Who's the star player of this vision? If Jaylen Brown and they're going to be together and go on a 6-year run, who's the star of that vision?
Brunson. Brunson's going to be the star.
He's going to be 30-something years old too.
Oh.
They're on the same timeline.
Katie said, I'm not banking on it, but I'm realistically speaking. I'm not even a Knicks fan. Wow. Well, Katie, I appreciate you sharing your opinion, and I can see your vision.
I agree with the man from Seoul. I just until Boston gets beat, I'm being serious. Until Boston gets beat, then it is what it is. Like,
well, I was listening about a book called How to Win Friends and How to Influence People. And in that book, it said, never tell a person no. Never tell a person that they're wrong. Say that you can see it from their perspective.
yeah, right.
Because we're trying to win friends and influence people. This is a hustle.
It is a hustle.
It's not about how smart we are.
Nope.
Because if we really knew that much about the NBA, I wouldn't be sitting in a $350 office.
Well, I tell you this: if it's coming from a book and it says that also relates to Dallas Cowboy fans, because you can't tell them no either.
Ooh. The Hornets get out of the basement before the Knicks are a dynasty. Brandon Toms says, thank you, Brandon Toms, for adding to the conversation. And that was amazing last night with that person put in the comments that said, what makes Jimbo so special? Thank you for putting that. That was amazing. KD, they still have Randall, just picked up Mikal and re-signed OG. KD says facts. Hey, KD, you've won me over. I'm not burning any bridges. Paul, what advice, what life lesson would you give to people about burning bridges?
Yeah, I was just trying to think of an example. It's just not my MO. I mean, that comment you just made about I see things from your perspective is a cheat code for me in life, because I feel like everyone thinks or feels like I'm on their team, even when I just flat out don't agree with people. I mean, I have to respect perspective, and that's what I've learned along the way. But be kind to people, and you never know. Here's a good example. Yesterday, I was at Costco. Went back to Costco because I was buying wine. And they had this really good wine on sale. I'm like, I got to get back to Costco. So I get back to Costco. I get 2 cases of this wine. And I'm in the line, and I'm getting ready to get to the cashier. And next to me, this lady, she's getting ready to get to the cashier. She goes, hey, is that wine really good? I see you got 24 bottles. I go, I had it last night. It's super. I said, it's the closest thing to this other great wine that you can get, but it's half the price. You got to try it. She goes, okay, I will next time. So we go to the line. I pay, she pays, and I turn around to her, I grab a bottle. I said, happy birthday. And she was like, oh my God. I'm like, what? She goes, that's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done to me in my life. I said,
wow.
Hey, you're a fan of wine. I'm a fan of wine. I knew that she didn't want to go back to the store and get in the line, but I said, have a great day, a great weekend, and a great life. But that's a prime example, because if I ever ran into her, she might be something because she had a badge on, and I might walk into somewhere needing something, and she sees me. What do you think's going to happen? Am I going to move to the front of the line? Probably so. I don't know. But
Terminator. I love Terminator's perspective on this. I love how he sees this because I'm a big fan of this. Coach Troy, remember, opinions spark conversation and also controversy. And I'm the king of controversy. I am the ultimate instigator. Coach Bald knows this. I've seen Coach Bald put a dude through a tree. I've seen Coach Bald put a guy through a wall right in the middle of Friday cheers. Yes. The guy was headbutting his fist. That's assault. Don't ever headbutt someone's fist. That's burning bridges. KD says, facts, Justin. Coach Troy, remember, opinions sparks conversation. Lambo, how do you feel about that? That opinions spark conversation.
I mean, it's facts in everything we do. I mean, it's the whole point of Total Pro Nation is that, you know, we're not delusional like ESPN with all these stupid the stupid comparisons. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're real people because we're real coaches, we're real mentors, and we actually play the sport and we actually coach the sport. So we have more experience than these other guys who never coached or played before. We got more coaching experience than JJ Redick does. I wish I could get an NBA job for coaching a 4th grade AAU team.
Man, you want to talk about conversations? What about what that girl tweeted out? Interior decorator. What did I just walk into? Hopefully you'll just walk right into this office and you'll interior decorate this place because there's this black stuff all over the floor. Coach Bald, look at Coach Bald's background. That's not a green screen. KD, thank you very much, KD, for your emoji. All I know is the Marine Corps is better than the Army. We do more with less. Well, Paul Medley is in the Army and Justin Medley is a Marine. Interior decorator. I've never met an interior decorator that is a Marine. That is amazing. My dad's a Marine, and I've never met an interior decorator. Thank you. Gator says fire. Coach Bald, what are you thinking, Coach Bald? What are you feeling this morning? We'll call it Bronny Day.
I tell you what, Lambo just lit that up. I just wanted to let him cook. Just keep cooking, Lambo. You're on fire, man. I'm gonna hit my mute button. You just roll because you're on it this morning. I'm proud of you. What time do you work, Lambo?
Working right now. You know, I just gotta sweep the parking lot. I got right here. You know, I got a power wash. You know, so we just put in that work, doing the things that nobody else does.
That's why Raising Cane's is amazing, because I go to these other restaurants and the outside Wingstop doesn't even have a trash can inside of the restaurant. Have you ever heard of this, Coach Bald?
It's not good business, man. It's not a good business motto. Whoever they got that from, they need a talking to. That's what they need.
Paul, at Wingstop, they don't have a trash can inside the restaurant, but they have a trash can outside of the restaurant that is overflowing. Are you just supposed to leave your trash on your table?
yes.
Because they know no one's going to do it anyway, so why even put a trash can?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually probably double work when you consider that you have to empty that trash can, and then why not just have the servers just take it off the table?
I like this right here.
That's one thing I want to say is, man, the interaction that we're having with the people that are commenting. I mean, this is phenomenal right here. This is what I'm fired up about. And that's why we're different than the other guys. You got Stephen A. Smith over here who's trying to get $25 million should tell you that UConn doesn't have anybody that's going to get drafted in the first round.
What?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. That's what he said before the season. UConn doesn't have anybody that I would draft in the first round of the NBA draft.
Okay.
I hate to break the news for you. How many guys got drafted from UConn last night?
Like two.
Yeah.
Two got drafted from Dan Hurley, and like two got drafted from John Calipari. Look, John Calipari is going to Arkansas, but I mean, look, Dan Hurley's the face of college basketball, man. He's gonna get them picks like John Calipari's doing. Like he's gonna get there. He's gonna get there.
Interior decorator says, I'm a military contractor. Ooh, I like that. A military contractor. Interior decorator is just something I tell people I do. Marines like to paint everything red. Yes, I know what you mean. Napalm sticks to kids. Napalm sticks to kids. Gator, it must be that location because we got them inside at the Tallahassee locations. Yes, it probably is. Paul, interior decorator, thank you for your service. He's a military contractor. Coach Bald, look at that background. Good gosh.
You know what?
Like your background a lot better than Lambo's.
I love our military. Can I do a little shout out real quick? This is what I think. Big shout out to the Ranger. Want to tell a little story about the Ranger, coach?
I don't know, man. The Rangers. Who goes in first, the Rangers or the Marines? But there's some Marines that go to Ranger school.
I think they might flip a coin, man. They're both bad to the ass.
Coach Ball, that water looks like glass. Gator says, Coach Ball, that water looks like glass.
Thank you. It looked like mud yesterday. Actually, it looked like green mud, but you know what? Throw enough chemicals in it, it'll get there. You know, and that was the thing. I threw a bunch of chemicals in it, and what do I see next? I see my dog just in the pool. Like, all right,
Justin Melly, Coach Troy, you're killing it this morning. I just know some things I've been taught. Throw the candy out and mow the little blankers down. That's what Ranger Rogers taught me. And I think he learned that from the Vietnam era guys. And that was a different era. But military contractors, I'm pretty sure that Terminator would be interested interior decorator if you need an extra guy to do some interior decorating and to paint everything red.
I'll tell you what I heard that was interesting the other day is you know how they have these child predators. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. There's child predators out there. And then you have like illegal immigrants. Somebody was like, man, what if they had a thing where you had the illegal immigrants hunt for the child predator to get, to be able to fast pass you to be a legal citizen, and they could call it aliens versus predators. What do you think about that, Coach?
I mean, I think that there would be, we volunteered. We volunteered to the Tim Tebow Foundation to help catch child predators, to stop child trafficking. We said we were willing to go undercover. We are willing to go to the hotels on Willis Road. And what did Tim Tebow send me? A link to give money.
We want to do the footwork, Coach.
we actually want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
We want to help, because if there's anybody out there that's harming kids, it needs to stop.
Yeah, that ain't okay.
And we joined the battle with Tim Tebow. Never heard from him other than he wanted us to give money. No, we actually want to put the work in. Interior decorator, military contractor. I'm pretty sure that you would be willing to help on this fight to stop child trafficking. So, you know, I've been watching some different things. Jail. Well, there's some places you can put them that they're not coming back, because they can sometimes get out of jail. But man,
get them in some
I watched the
cement shoes.
documentary. Huh?
Put them in some cement shoes.
Yes.
Take them into some water. See how long
How
they
about
can
this?
float.
Send them off into space and make them go through the radioactive shield that no one can get through, other than the guys that walked on the moon.
Hey,
Yeah.
what it reminds me too, I think the state of Tennessee
Hoorah!
on
Semper
July
Fi.
1st they will actually, they're bringing it back where you will get the lethal injection if you're harming kids. I believe that's Tennessee. I believe I saw that.
Yeah, but you
Bring
know,
it back, the death penalty.
they only want to enforce the laws on the people who aren't one of them. If you're a part of the club, if you're part of the Federal Reserve, if you're part of the CIA and that group, you know, dude, do you even know what money is? Do you even know what our money is? Our money, they create out of thin air. Banks create out of thin air their loans that they give to businesses, and they're paying it back with our taxes. That's what money is. It's unbelievable, man. You know, so this is the system that was created, and we're the low man on the totem pole. Yeah, read the other comment. It was hoorah, Semper Fi.
The food coupons.
Coach Bald. It must be that location because he got them inside at Tallahassee location. Yes. Yeah, it must be. No one's throwing their trash away. So,
Dylan, let me tell you what, brother. When you're in town, I need you to check on my roof, my man. I need you to check on my roof.
well, he's in Tallahassee. How far away is that?
Tallahassee is about three and a half. About 3.5 hours, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know. Florida traffic could be 5. You know, you drive at midnight. You drive at midnight when you're in Florida.
Yes. Just drive in the middle of the night.
That's it.
All right, so Coach Bald, what's the plan for the rest of the day? How is St. Pete Rejuvenate?
Hey, we're slamming. We got a very busy Saturday. I'm definitely looking forward to it. But even more important, I'm looking forward to some family time. I got my amazing cousin Jake in town. Jake's under pressure washing. He's located out of the D, Dinwiddie, Virginia. If you need something cleaned up, hit him up, but don't hit him up this week because he's here with his favorite cuzzo. I got the rock star Sterling in town. You remember Sterling, our wrestler from Dinwiddie as well, recent graduate, heading to college. He's in
Here's
town
Allison
as well.
Allen. Gator
Yep.
said being down south is probably a Spanish tile roof, but yes, sir, I would love to take a peek. And then Allison Allen. And then here comes the man from Seoul.
Allison, how are you up? You didn't get in until 3 o'clock in the morning. Go back to sleep.
The man from Seoul was here, and now he's gone. But he will be back. Here he is. Man from Seoul, how's it going? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? What do you want to share with Totem Pole this morning?
7 after.
7 after.
7 after 8. The man from Thomas Dale needs to leave early today because he's got to go to work at the
Where's he
YMCA.
work? At the
YMCA.
Y?
Mhm.
Ooh, nice.
The man from Thomas Dale and the man from Seoul.
Hmm.
And I love that hat Lambo has, that big badge on the front. That looks like a hat somebody would be wearing down in Matoka, Virginia.
What does it say?
It says something about Raising Cane's. It's like a Jefferson Airplane hippie type. You know, love, peace, LSD, have a nice trip.
Come on.
Bill Corrin, my buddy Ben, you're the best. Ben is a content creator, and we want to help, don't we, Coach Bald? Faith, family, football, and the future of content creation. Give Ben a shot of motivation this morning because he is a content creator.
Get after it. Get after it, Ben. That's my brother's name. All right. So I'm really good with Ben's. And it's pretty awesome because I have my brother coming in, and he was a master sergeant in the Air Force. And guess where he wants to be? He wants to be where my main man, Paul, Crystal Ball Paul, he wants to be where you're at. He's got 31 years in the business. He's got a year and a half left on his contract, and he is retiring. He could get some good life lessons from you, my man. So try to
I'll tell you
collaborate
right now,
with you.
105% working on medical until he departs. That's it.
Yes.
The goal
That's
is
the
to get
secret.
100%. That's the secret. You have to look, the government has already set aside 100% disability for everyone who joins the Army. It's your job to go get it. Meaning you got to take care of your medical. You got to annotate everything that happened to you in 31 years. And the easy part is it's already there. It's on a computer. You just download it and then you upload it to the VA site. All your deficiencies that you've had. You just plagiarize your medical record and post it to the VA because that's your history. You don't have to think about it, write it down because you're going to forget things. But just go right to your electronic medical records and annotate everything that you've ever went to the hospital for.
Wow. That is why you come to Life Lessons. So,
Yeah.
Coach Bald, shout out our sponsor.
Huge shout out St. Pete Rejuvenate. If you're in the Florida area, you need some help with anything, anxiety, depression, chronic pain, we can help you out with the ketamine infusions. Do your research on it. It's been phenomenal. Anything else, man, we got you taken care of. Hot time of year, people get dehydrated and everything. Come check us out. But besides that, man, thank you guys so much for commenting, subscribing, giving the likes and everything. It means everything to us. And we're going to keep bringing it to you guys. Get into the group chat. We're here for you. And besides that, we'll just leave you with a little bit of this, guys. Nobody's ever drowned in sweat. Get after it.